All right. Hey folks. All right. It's early spring again, and here we are in Northwest Florida. 3 February 2019. I'm going to be removing this Trident maple Airlayer. Massive Airlayer, full-size tree is what I'll be taking. And so for right now, I'll be using this Sawzall to remove the upper part from the trunk. And I want to start working on this trunk this year, which means cutting back the roots, getting secondary branches and such growing out, and we'll see how it goes. But for right now, I'm taking this, I'll say it's about 12 feet tall at the top. The trunk is about 6 inches, and here we go. So my trusty dusty Sawzall with a 9-inch wood cutting blade. He's just about ready to go, so let's see what I got. Might ask, why don't I just cut it completely through? Less control that way. Now, when the tree pops like that, I can manage it better rather than have that saw in my hand. Timber! Walk right this way. Yeah, any way you can get through there. Point it down there. See those roots? And that's pretty well flat cut already. So that's pretty flat already, lots of roots. And I'll tease out some of this once I get it over in its planting spot, even as I secure it. And this was done last year about, the Airlayer was put on about May. So this is just 1 year of growth on this tree. And you might say, why don't I use the chainsaw? Well, the chainsaw didn't give me a finer, it didn't give me a finer cut and control, because I had branches on the stump that I wanted to keep in place. And so with that Sawzall, the blade is narrower and it fit closer to where I needed it. So anyway, here we go. Circle around. So anyway, I'm going to tease out some of these roots. Get them going in the right direction. And I've already placed down there tiles. So You know what? Stay right there. In order to create a more perfect union, I flat cut it. There we go. So that's more better. All right. You got the roots in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm throwing this down at the ground, right?
Yep. Now I do. Make it look like a movie now. You can get me in there sometime. I want to be famous too. Just like you, famous. And my name is not Amos. Mine ain't either. Oops.
You're famous now.
Okay. I'm not stepping on the root ball, which is right here. But even if that was a pot, press in from the sides, get that soil good and tight around the roots. And that'll be watered in shortly or longly, depending on how I feel. So that's that. We got about a 12-foot tree, about a 6-inch diameter trunk, air layered. Basically, less than 12 months for a good, that was a full 3-gallon, like 3-gallon size pot. And half of it was roots. So I'm confident that all of these branches that I have on here will survive. The buds have not started swelling yet, and so that gives me a little time to get my root stimulator on there, B1, 0, 10, 10, and any other kind of stimulating nutrients that I've got in the back. But yeah, some of this stuff, the smaller stuff, will be cleaned out and dressed up. And now, you ask, why would I leave all of this on here? Well, to me, each one of these is another tree. Okay? And again, the more I do, the more I learn. You know, different techniques, different styles, how far I can push a particular tree or species, and then timing, the time of the year. Okay, I'm doing this right now because relatively we're at the beginning of my spring, and even though this tree has not really begun, you know what? I had eyeglasses on at some point. I lost my eyeglasses. Well, anyway, so I'm doing this on a timing method also, and not to mention, depending on how many plants you have to deal with, I've got hundreds and hundreds of plants back there that I have to get a good portion of them repotted this year. In other words, pulled out of the pot, comb the roots, refresh the soil, evaluate, restyle, and so forth, you know. So that takes time, it takes effort, and you know, my real job, which is living life, you know, it has to be cared for too. So, you know, depending on what your schedule is like, you work around that. So this is one of the major things I wanted to do, and here I am. So this is going to be it for right now, and don't be afraid to make big, giant air layers. And just so you'll know, not all of those multi-thousand-dollar trees you see for sale are started from seedlings that are grown over 300 or 400 years, okay? Some of them start out as giant air layers, and that's what I specialize in, making air layers, because it's quick, it's efficient, lots of stuff in a short amount of time. And even Airlayers has its particular niche in styling and developing bonsai. Seedlings, root cuttings, everything has its place, but some things cross over better. And for me, it's the Airlayer.
Nope.